Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. Wow, you can tell I haven't really talked much since I woke up. My voice is like, bah, sound like Barry White. I'm just playing. So it's Tuesday, you guys. Let me see here. Make sure I got Michelle unmuted. What's up, Michelle? We are live.
Oh. 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 But I have my volume down. I'll do my Barry White. Well, hello there.
Now for you, it's a Demi
How are
Moore,
you
right?
today? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How's everybody doing?
It's fun. I see you got your Budweiser shirt on.
Yeah.
Your live stream was hilarious last night. I'd taken a nap and I woke up and saw you were live and I clicked it, you know, checking my phone notifications just in time to catch this guy coming into your live stream. It's like Monday night live stream, and he was upset that you named it that because it was misleading to him, quote unquote. Never says football or anything, but he's expecting some kind of football commentary or something.
I'm misleading people, just trying to trigger the clickbait them to my.
That was hilarious. I loved your comeback. I'm not going to give it away because I think people should go and enjoy it for themselves because it was just
it was pretty.
It was a perfect comeback.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. So I've decided that I'm going to mess with them really in the future. So next Monday Night Live, I'm going to have my Budweiser shirt on to work today. I think I said something about that last night. I'm like, man, if I had my Budweiser shirt right now, you'd be and like this, you'd be sitting here for the next 20 minutes not knowing what's going on.
Yep, definitely. So I know we talk about Mr. MBB 333 all the time because if you're not subscribed, it's like a must subscribe channel because I mean he's on top of everything. You know,
everything. And he doesn't. His videos don't take too long. They're like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Gets in there, doesn't tell you what to think, just shows you and goes, "What about this?" That's what I like about him. That's what I appreciate. It's just asking questions, giving some information. And so, yeah, you just mentioned, I'm excited to see this. He's been showing more and more UFOs, especially since he picked one up in his own backyard himself. Well, not 2 weeks ago, right?
Let me say that he described this. This is how he described it, because you've watched enough videos to know that he says he's never seen anything like this, and he even put UFO Mothership in the title. So you knowing Mr. MBB 333, he's not a clickbaiter. He won't put something like that. He does not put himself
out there like that.
No. So
did he take the video or somebody send it to him?
Somebody sent it to him.
Okay.
So
okay. But even still, for him to be that,
yeah,
this is what it is, because he doesn't usually do that. You're right.
No, and so I actually wanted to start the show out with this. I have the link below, so I'm not going to play the video, but I want to show the still frame of it because he's got several of them where you can actually see this object moving independent of everything else. So it's actually pretty extraordinary. Now I often talk about his website as well because you can go there. Let me flip to it here. It's MrMBB333.com, and this is where I go and check the Shuman. I'll just click this Shuman Resonance button here, and that pulls up the Shuman, which has been sort of calm compared to what we've seen in previous.
But it doesn't feel like that with all these physical experiences, does it? Because I keep going and checking. It's like, oh, not much there, but man, I got stuff going on in here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Let me share screen. Since you haven't seen this, I want to make sure. Okay, now you should be able to see it. And, okay, so that's what the Shuman's looking like right now. But I'm going to pull up this video here. And I've got it adjusted to be more, full screen for everybody watching. But do you see this object right here?
Yep.
He zoomed in on it, but you can actually see it moving across the sky. It's this object right here, and you can see it moving. It's gigantic. It's like you can see some of the clouds in front of it. So definitely, a guy named Dave T. up in New York took these images,
Wow.
and it's extraordinary. I mean, I've never seen anything quite like it. This is a close-up of it.
Wow. I'm looking at that and I'm like, Dad, is that you? This CT phoned home.
Yeah, it's like, my family's here, finally.
Are you here
Why
finally?
are you guys in New York?
Because I got my bag packed, man.
Totally. So I got this link below. I put UFO, like you can see here, decloaked mothership spotted moving and high in the sky. Moving and high in the sky near the sun. And so yeah, I have UFO Mothership linked below. You can follow the link to check this video out, because it's definitely worth seeing.
Extraordinary.
And it's a channel that you definitely want to be subscribed to, because he is on top of it, man. Let me stop showing you yourself. There we go.
Yeah, he really is. And I think for him to come out and blatantly title anything, that's something he's always very elusive about.
Right.
Sometimes he was elusive to the point where I was like, just say it, damn it.
Well,
Right?
I like that whole objective thing that he does. You know?
I do appreciate that. You make your own decisions. You come to your own conclusions, because I think he's very well aware too. It doesn't matter what he says. If he's going to declare it anything, then you're going to have this person saying, no, not. This person saying, yes, it is, blah, 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 blah. He leaves you to bicker about that amongst yourselves, right?
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't get involved. But
so I love his approach with that, because, you know, we're not really sure at the end of the day of really anything. And I'm glad that he's okay with admitting that. But what else are you going to call that? It's not a bird. It's not a plane. It's not Superman.
Not Superman.
And it's high enough in the sky.
But it could be my father.
Right. Dad?
Yeah. Daddy, can you hear me? I've been calling for so long now.
Right.
I know. You know, I want to answer quickly a couple questions I see here in the chat chain. Because Aisha, she mentions Mr. MBB. She sent him, asked about the long and short dashes showing up in the Shuman Resonance graph yesterday. I've been seeing that for some time. Yeah. So I've actually tracked a whole bunch of pictures, because you're starting to see, like, is that a letter? Is that a number? Is that a code? And then there's is one where it's like dash, 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 all kinds of interesting things. It's like it's filling in the picture sometimes to look more and more like the Matrix rain.
Yeah,
like the Matrix, you know, from the movie with the codes, and it's kind of going, and you see the codes flickering and like numbers, letters flickering and changing. It's looking like that. So I'm actually putting something together. I wanted to mention that for Aisha. And Marcia, she asked if that graph on the Shuman is in real time, and it's about a 20-minute delay, and it's set to
UTC
Central
right?
Standard Time, I think that one. Or no, it's set to the Russian time.
Right.
Okay. But it does either way. It doesn't matter. When you look at it, it's about 20 minutes out off. I find.
Let me refresh this, because I opened it a little bit earlier. Okay. See, it's showing right at 3, and it's like 20 minutes to 3 for me, but maybe it's actually behind like 3, because it's 3 a.m. on here, and it's 3 p.m.
Yeah, well, I'm 11 hours difference, so you'd be 12 hours difference.
Right.
So that would be, because this is military time. It goes to 24-hour clock.
Exactly.
So the 3 would be 3 a.m. in Russia, and then you're 12 hours. So, yeah. So I'm Eastern Standard Time. It's about 11 hours. So it's pretty close. Basically, you just look at whether it's just the fact that it's on a 24-hour schedule. So it shows up at 3, but it's 3 a.m. But for you, it's 3 p.m. here. So
yeah, this dash line is what we're talking about. It's right at about 25 hertz, 25 cycles a second. And it's just kind of just a perforation across there. But it's longs and shorts. It looks like Morse code. It does.
Yeah. So take a look right there. I'm buffering here for a second. You can almost see. So if you go to 22... Go to the far right.
Oh, yeah.
Go down to the time. Go to about 22. Look at the line going down. Can you zoom back out a second? No, I want you to go vertical as opposed to horizontal.
It's delayed for you.
Oh, okay.
So at 22,
I'm still bossy. I know.
see this white line.
Mm-hmm.
At like 22, is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah, going vertical, I think, and it's questionable. I've seen these tick, 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 ticks. So instead of straight streams, I'm seeing ticks and then almost seeing elusive shadows of numbers almost, or digits or something, right? And I find that coming up. So I find it's not just coming up horizontally anymore. The ticking and such is coming up on vertical lines now as well, too. That's what's interesting. So, yeah, so I wanted to add to that.
Okay, let me share screen again so you can see in real time what I'm showing here. Okay, so these are still abnormal. These up and down lines that we see here, these really bright lines, these are where we got like a pulse that sort of overloaded it. Just like this black one over here, this is where it went offline for a few minutes.
It jolted it right offline. What? And when was that then? That was yesterday?
1600 hours, so that would have been
4 o'clock.
Like 4 in the morning for us, or 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Which is always a wired time.
And then the white one that happened a few hours before that was another one of, like we're seeing these small ones, but another blast. So definitely something weird going on.
It's such a solid blast all the way down. Like it doesn't wane at all. It's just a beam. It's just like a beam all the way down that chart, which is quite amazing.
Now, something I find strange.
I expect we're going to see it pick up.
Something I find strange here that we don't normally see. You'll notice that the lines are almost always horizontal or vertical when, because these are the tones. So the tone is remaining at a regular tone, like say it's playing the key of E, and it doesn't bend up to the key of F. It just gets a louder E, and that's why the line just gets brighter.
So what is it playing here at 8, 9, and 10?
Exactly. That's what I want to point out, is that there was something that was like a bending downward note almost. Down here at 20 and then at 36. What is this downward angle? You don't see these on there too often. It's really strange.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I wonder these frequencies, can they in any way be related to music notes? I wonder, I don't know. I mean, all frequencies can. I wonder if there's a way that would align them in a sense to music notes. And I'm curious of what that would sound like on those vertical lines.
Our hearing, our hearing, what we can hear begins right around here at 20 hertz. But this would be like just a super, super low bass to us. So all of this is just outside of what we can hear, really.
Yeah, yeah. It's quite amazing. But the details that go along the whole top of the screen in a lot of these images, when you zoom in, I don't know about this one in particular, but I've certainly taken a lot of screenshots, because you look in and you see like a 5 and a D and an E and a 3 and it's like, what is going on? And then noticing that it's starting to almost like stream down as well. See, it's very, okay, you can almost see. Yeah. And it looks like when you zoom in, that looks like the Matrix movie.
Yeah.
It does.
It does, yeah.
So I wanted to see what I could do with editing, especially when it really, there's the times that are really picking it up. Like you can almost see it at the top of your screen there. But there's other times you look in there and it's so clear. It's so clear. It's like, well, there's a 5 and there's a D and there's a 3 and it's right, it's right there. And then starting to pick it up on the different horizontal lines too, running through. So, very and then cool seeing the interesting details that are starting to run down vertically down the screen as well. That's a pretty quiet time on the screen you have here right now, but there's other times I've gotten shots at that are very full up. It's not that it's full white blasting the whole thing, but it's got so much activity going on. There's just like, a myriad of things you can see within the picture and all the action itself. Very and cool what stuff. Is this steady stream along the bottom at 2400 or 24, right? Hertz. Dot, 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 dot. Looks like that binary Morse code we're talking about. I don't know. Yeah. Right? Slash, dot, dot, slash, space.
Yeah, definitely.
I did start jotting down the ticking in the ear.
Did you come up with anything?
It seemed like I could relate it to the 101, 10, and it seemed to like set a pace at first. Like the notes I was making, what I was getting was tick, 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 Like, and I could almost see it, like the first, and then I got it with a pulse. So what's been happening is the ticking, like the energy will kick in, and I'm feeling it through the body, right? And then I'll start to get the ticking, and then I'll get the pulse, a pulse of energy, right? That I was talking about when I was talking about last week. I was feeling like it was filling up my space, and it was coming down. And then even as we're talking, I could feel it pulsing and activating the throat chakra. And then it was moving down, like within our show last Tuesday, within that period of that show, that energy that was from here to here went in within that time from here and covered 2 more chakras, at least 2 to 3, because I felt the activation go here, so that when the pulse was coming in, I'm getting pulse here, which shoots out. I feel it everywhere, but it's like if you were to take a ball, like electrified ball in the center, that's what it feels like, and then it's pulse. So it's like the energy comes in and activates, and it goes pulse out, and it goes in, and it's in rapid succession so quickly that it feels simultaneous, but it's not. I can feel that it does go from top to bottom running down, and it will pulse off of these energy centers, you know. So when it pulses, I feel it in my high heart, and like my heart will skip a beat or whatever, right? But so it went down that much. By the next day, I've fully activated all the way now to my root chakra, and have been that way now for several days. So what has now happened is the pulses are picking up in A, intensity, and B, frequency. So again, it comes back to very much like I felt like on the 11th, it was locked into place. Okay, all the work, the conduit. Okay, the conduit is ready to go. But just plug it in, she's ready to go. Now we're going to latch on the connection from above, right? Because she's ready to stream in that energy, to be able to conduit that energy, right? And locked into place, and it locked the valve in on the 11th. And then what's happened since then is the slow release of energy, right? Just to make sure. So slowly let a little bit in, right? And it filled up to here. And then with recognition and me participating and acknowledging with intention that I understand what's going on. Okay, she knows she's ready. Give her a little bit more, right? And it comes in. Okay, she's doing good. She's doing good. Let's give her a little bit more. And it's come in. And now it's locked all the way down to that first chakra. So that, okay, all those grids are locked into place. The chakras are capable now of radiating that energy. All right. So now I feel the stream as the pulse comes, and I feel the stream of energy running through me from head to out the foot, all the way through constantly now. Okay. But what happens now when the pulses kick in, it's a whole other level. So I'm constantly feeling the flow of the energy, and then it's like pulse, pulse. And as it goes through each of these cores, these chakras are exuding this energy, like poof, poof, and I'm feeling that activation throughout. So now what's happening is they're picking up in frequency. So it was like they made sure everything was ready to go, and then they've been doing more tests as far as quick pulses of more energy at once. Mm-hmm. Now it seems to I've adjusted. I think I've plateaued. Okay, she's used to that level of energy, so now it's frequency, so a little bit more often. So I don't just get one pulse, I'll get pulse, right? And now today it's like pulse. And what I'm anticipating is it's just filling in.
Right. Are you feeling tired or anything else?
I'm hardly sleeping. I do get tired sometimes if I go lay down, but then I'm back up. I've been sleeping like 3-4 hours, and I'm back up, and all I want to do is edit, create stuff where I'm working on all of this stuff. I take a break, I go meditate, I do my hypnosis, I get out and walk the dogs, but I am surprised by the lack of sleep, actually. I really am. And I'm feeling super, there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know what was going on last night in my sleep, but I woke myself, I woke up at one point, and it must have been taking in a lot of energy because it's foggy, but I was having difficulty. I was like rigid in a way with the energy. And I know that I woke myself because I was making a sound that was like, oh, And so, and I woke up with a pounding headache this morning. I have to say, I woke up with a pounding headache, and definitely still having the like ups and downs. Like I did great through most of the day, and then after I did the live show last night, you know, a couple things happened that, you know, hurt my heart a little bit, and I had to digest. So Jess came home from work and in a PMS voice said, "She's moving out." So I'm like, okay.
Give it a few days, maybe.
What's that?
I said, give it a few days, maybe.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm ready to have the space to myself. I really, really am. So I've been feeling very crowded. I was talking about that last night too. And I'm tired of being physically surrounded by people who don't believe in my dreams or what it is I want to do here, and that think that I'm making a big deal out of nothing, or that I should just go get a real job. It's unfortunately put me in a difficult position of relying on a little more on you know, some other people in order to get this work going, right? As in financially, not that I need a lot or ask for a lot, but it's been difficult because then what happens now is, you know, oh, it was a great idea, you know, it's cute, isn't that cute? And then it's more like, well, okay, you know, but don't you think you should get a real job? And that's really taking it is taking a toll on me. It's hard. I'm finding it really hard. And what can you say when you have like $10 in the bank? It's hard to argue with that. But in my heart, I know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. But how do you say when they don't get it?
Oh,
you know,
I get it.
I've got 2 people in my house right now that don't get it, and I don't know. It's really hard. It is really hard for me right now. Yeah.
I can remember this time last year coming up on Christmas, there was a lot of pressure surrounding exactly what you're talking about. It's like, look, we got kids, we got Christmas coming, you know, what are you going to do? You know, and I actually tried to quit and go pick up work, and it was like I couldn't give away my services. It was like, why won't anybody hire me? Typically, it's like, because I do freelance graphic design work, and typically you can just underbid other people because it's like, it's a system to where, you know, people can just accept, you know, look at your work, accept what you'll offer doing the job for, and, you know, so they really don't have a risk. There's like an escrow account that they put the money into. It's like an online service, so they don't have to risk you not, you know, giving them what they want, because the money doesn't get released till they get it and they're satisfied with it. So it was like no reason not to get hired, and I've never had a problem. But for some reason, I tried to quit doing what I'm doing. I'm like, all right, you know, I'll go pick up some work at least through the holidays. Nothing. I couldn't even, you know, do a $25 logo and stuff like that. Just ridiculous prices that, you know, people were just like, I don't know. Sometimes it's like you can underbid it so much that people are like, why is he doing it so cheap? You know what I mean? It's like, so I don't know. But I felt like there was a higher purpose going on that was like, no, stay focused. We'll take care of everything else. And so I was like, I tried. Okay. So, and I was even trying in between. I'm like, if something pops up, I'll do it. But I was putting all these bids in and no luck. So I'd say just stay the course, trust that things are going to work out. I know it's tough, but, you know.
It is. I you know, when you're so close and I see, you know, I'm like in the A team. I love it when a plan comes together. I'm so close. I can see the magic. Like I can see the possibility. I can see that I found what I always wanted. It's got nothing. I do not live in a big house. I don't need any of those things. I just want to be me. I just want to be me and do what me likes to create. And provide information. And this is what I know I want to do. And any entrepreneurship, I think, you know, so many go through these difficult times, and I imagine so many entrepreneurs do, you know, hit that with. I was just watching a video. I don't think there's, with the entrepreneur saying, I don't think there's anything more lonely and discouraging then, you know, having that excitement as an entrepreneur and seeing the possibilities of what you can create and the work that you can do. And then it can be so different. It can be so lonely, just like this experience that we have. It can be so lonely when those that are actually physically around you are like, whatever,
right?
You know? So
people closest to you don't support you, and that, yeah, it can get tough. And I'd say just stay the course. You'll make it through, and then one day, you know, they'll say,
one day,
wow, it's really.
I know. I can't. You know, I can't wait, because you know it's getting that, and I see that I can create these things, and I see that I can get faster at it and better at it, and I know I can do it. I know I have a sense of humor. I know I can cut this stuff up and, you know, make it funny and make it entertaining and provide a lot. I can do so many different things, and I just want to do it.
Diane's wanting to know if you sell your paintings. Oh, sorry. I thought you cut out, and I thought you stopped talking.
Me stop talking?
Do you, Diane's wanting to know if you sell your paintings, or are they like babies? I know sometimes like.
No, I'd sell them, but you know, it's not like there's a lineup at the door, guys. It's not that easy.
Yeah, it's not.
You know, it's not that easy. So.
Plus, if that's not what you're supposed to be doing. I mean, not that.
I think that would be a huge distraction for me right now, because then what would happen is these things to take time, right? Like you basically got to market yourself. It's not like I can just take my painting off the wall, step outside on the street corner and go, hey, do you like it?
Right.
I'll give it to you for $5.
Yeah. You could set up a free account at
but if I'm going to create a website, then I got to create the website. Got to take all the pictures. And this work is more important right now. Like it's much more immediate. Like stuff is going down, and I feel like this is my time to talk about this stuff because we're just on the cusp of it. So it's a catch-22 between I don't want to get sidetracked or distracted by the, you know, okay, what can I do or do anything to try to solve the money problem? I just have to keep doing what I'm doing and focusing on the work and go like this.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Is the sound I hear in the background, is that the construction next door?
The demolition?
Okay, because I just want everybody to know. I know people are probably like, because I can hear like, it sounds like kids are scooting chairs around upstairs or something at your house.
No, bowling with babies. Yeah. They like to play that game upstairs right above me. Bowling with babies. I don't know. Because all it is across the ground, crash, and a baby crying. It's bowling with babies. So, but literally, so there was and it is so important, this story, bring it up, why all this noise is going on, because the synchronicity, again, is just represented everywhere. But they're on demolishing the second building now. So just last week, right, Tuesday when we talked last week, I got up, I look out the window, and it was like a hurricane came through. I don't know how I slept through it, but the one building that's sort of next to me there got demolished in rubble. They're tearing them down, right, out of nowhere. Boom, it was gone. And it was like, you know, beams and wires and everywhere, and holy smokes, broken bricks. Like, what happened?
Now they're just moving out the debris, or are they tearing down another?
They're tearing down another building. So they tore that one down, they cleared it all up, and they did that. And then today, I get up the next Tuesday, just like last week, now they're tearing down the second building. So, but this is what's getting curiouser and curiouser, okay? Is that when we go back to my dream where, not my original energy dream, but the one where I did see the wave coming in, and saw it come. I saw it coming in from this perspective. Okay. Now, when I had the dream, and when was it? It was March 25th or 26th when I had the dream. Okay. And that was, I think, when I experienced, in essence, the real power of the rainbow wave. Like I said, it came in dream, because it was a full lucid, full body, blow your mind and every cell experience, where I felt the love, the absolute love of God. And it was like, it was there. It was right there. So the thing with this dream was when, we'd be talking even the last few weeks about, this time of year and the fall and the sound and the smell and just the feeling of it feels like this time of year. But the one thing about that dream that I had back in March was that the view was different. The view, when I looked out this side of the house in the dream, I was able to see much more, so I could see this wave coming in, which at the time did not make sense with the current landscape that I had with the buildings. The buildings are gone now.
That gave me chills. Just imagining that you saw a little glimpse of the future. You have this clear view. How did I have this clear view with these buildings here? But now the buildings are gone. Are you sure you're not like manifesting 5D Earth right there and it's like under construction maybe right around you there?
Yeah, literally. It's so true on many levels. That's the thing. You speak the truth there, but there's more. It's not just that, but it's an element of it. Yeah. And there it is. But to me, it was demonstrating a lot of what we're feeling right now in this deconstruction process, right? And it can be, we can really get torn down sometimes and quite viciously and rapidly and be left strewn about and broken.
So it's like an archetype for what's happening.
It really is. And I wanted to share with you. And I saw that. And the poignancy of this, them taking down this second building again, exactly Tuesday again, obviously it's something that I'm supposed to talk about. But the relevance to the dream blows my mind, because that occurred to me. Because in October, as the weather was changing, the leaves, and I hear the sound, and I'm like, oh. And when the sky was changing and at sunset, and you've got these pinks and these colors, and I was going out and taking pictures, I'm recalling the dream then, and I'm like, yeah, but I couldn't, the view wasn't right? Because I could see so much more in the dream than what I could see. But now the views all opened up overnight, not expected. Who would have known?
That's amazing.
Right? Who would have known? And there it is. And then I have an email that I received. It's a short one and I'm going to leave it anonymous, but I really want to share this in my response to, because I think it's something that a lot of people are feeling, and it pulled at my heartstrings, certainly. So I wanted to share that because it seemed to be relevant as well with what I was seeing visually, kind of. Right?
Oh, I see your mom says she wants you to know that she supports you. Oh, wow.
I know she does. My mom knows I can do whatever I set my mind to. I'm pretty stubborn that way. And I mean, I know that the people around me do, but I don't think that they see, oh, you can't, it's like, oh yeah, like a hobby, but you're not going to be able to live off that. You're not going to be able to, right? Which unfortunately too, because I've spent so much time learning, I haven't been doing any readings for people. So I need to get back to that as well, and that will help. But yeah, I've just been investing so much in this learning process, this creative process. But we'll get there.
It's like going to school, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like teaching
and I'm
yourself.
The teacher and the student.
Yeah. Thank God for like YouTube and tutorials and things like that, because you can learn so much.
Yeah. If I could just get rid of the freaking peanut gallery. Oh, Mom had another dream. Whoopee. Right?
Right.
Yeah. It's not just Jess. I love Jess. Don't get me wrong. She's younger, but it's not the only adversity I'm dealing with. So.
I had a disturbing dream that I'm actually getting a little bit of an echo coming through all of a sudden. For some reason. Do you have headphones in or no?
No. The jack does not work. It's official.
Oh, okay.
To actually get the laptop replaced.
Oh, no. For a jack? Seems like something that... I guess they solder those things to the motherboard these days, so it's like...
I don't know. I took it in. Because I wanted to make sure it wasn't a programming error. I thought for sure. But no, it's officially the jack is broken. So we'll sort that out.
It was really quick, because I don't really remember much of it, but it was like some very close friends that haven't really been close to me in life. Like, we worked for this place, and like the boss left, and when he left and left them in charge, they were torturing me, like physically, like causing me pain. Right? I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are you guys doing? I just couldn't wait for the boss to get back, and it was like, so he would put us into it. So I don't know. What do you think about that? Because it felt very disturbing that you
Yeah,
know?
I think quite a few people are getting attacked by negative energy
Yeah.
entities in their sleep right now, and it's coming up in a variety of ways. I think that's evidence of that. Um, but yeah, I think make sure when you go in into sleep tonight, you set some intentions and put some protection around you. Just the recognition and be like, you ain't doing that to me again. You might have got away with it once, but it's not happening again, right?
Right.
So I don't
Definitely.
want you to set that intention there, right? Not in my realm. Um, but that's about self-empowerment too, I think, really, and speaking up and saying, no, you're not. In time, you remember the dream I had where the guy hit me with my boot?
Oh yeah.
Right? And I was like, oh no, you didn't. That's what you need to bring that out. You need to bring out that lucidity of like, no. So, but see if that comes around. But I'm seeing people being pulled with a sexual experiences as well. I think as distraction in dream, a possible succubus tie-in.
Mm.
So that's come up a few times. So I want to mention that them doing things that they wouldn't normally do, and being drawn in by sexual stimulation to do those things in dreams. No judgment there, guys. This is dream time, okay? But it's left some curious things, and so it's come up a few times. You know, at first it happened last week where somebody mentioned it was getting sexy dreams again. Now I think some of this energy, this is where I think they can twist it maybe, because I think some of this energy that is coming in is actually this rainbow wave energy that we can be experiencing, and the activations, you know, when you're getting your root chakra activated stuff, that can feel pretty good. So you know, woo. But I think it's also, we have to understand there may be interception with that energy, and they may be trying to, you know,
Like feed off of the
manipulate that
energy.
within your dream, to manipulate that energy to distract you from your purpose, right? To diffuse it to be something more animalistic as opposed to divine.
Well, yeah, I guess we'd have to get into more specifics about it, but it just seems like to me that, not that it just seems like a much different energy than, say, fear and anger. So, I mean, as far as being fed off of. But I guess I can see, you know, if it's sort of, it just depends on the content. If it's like really, you know, sort of
You know what I'm
deplorable.
remembering, Shane?
Hmm.
Last week you talked about being this easygoing, you know, if it wasn't worth, like, you were reassessing old injuries, and because there's been many times in your life where, yeah, something may have hurt you or affected you, but you didn't bother saying anything because you didn't feel it was worth it. The problem wasn't that it was worth it. The problem was you questioning whether or not you're worth it. And I think that has come up. So that, you bringing that up last week, because why would you let people hurt you? Right? I think it's very relevant to this whole discussion that we're having, you know, me included. Why would you? Because, and I do it many, many, many times, as tough as I can be. There's also many times where I'd be like, you know what? I don't need to go there. But that shard that stabbed you, that cut you, that poked you, that hurt you, it doesn't go away. You just decided that it wasn't worth enough, maybe, to focus on it. So we ignore it because we
It's
don't
sort
want
of like it's more like I'm optimistic about it. It's like, it could be
you can
worse.
get through it.
Look at the suffering this person's going through. I'm not going to complain about this small hurt when this person's going through this big hurt. So it's more of a, you know, you're just so optimistic that you don't deal with things that you should deal with because you feel like they're insignificant, but they hang around in your field. That's sort of these whole energy sessions I've been having, bio, what are they called? Like tuning fork bio energy sessions I've been having to clean out my, like, my field of energy. And it's really, that's what it's all about, is, you know, realizing that, you know, getting bullied in school, but, you know, maybe some other kid had to deal with something way worse than you know, maybe a disability that he had to live with. So you sort of say, well, you know what, it could have been like that. I'm thankful it wasn't that bad. You know, my situation wasn't that bad. So you just sort of brush it under the rug, but it just hangs out and you never deal with it. So,
See, to me, partially what I'm I'm just picking apart your thought process.
Yeah.
In an abstract way, okay, in an objective way, in a sense, because what I'm also hearing is your comparisons of your hurt to someone else's, and there is an element of providing noble excuses to yourself for not speaking authentically.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little shift there with that viewpoint, right? And I'm not saying that that aspect isn't genuine. I'm not saying, we all very well know you're a caring person and you're always looking at, I believe that part of you, absolutely. But there is an element as well that I want you to recognize that is stopping at that point, because you can use that in a sense as a good enough reason, AKA an excuse, to not authentically speak your sovereignty, right? It's very difficult for us because we've been taught to be so reactionary. We've been taught to be afraid of confrontation. Like, you're assuming that everything has to be a confrontation, that if we are to speak authentically and then we get the reaction and then we respond and then there goes the game, right? Mm-hmm. But this is a learning process of realizing that by authentically speaking, we are eliminating this reactive response. You're more just stating a fact, and you're not, by saying, well, they've had this, but this or that. You have to get rid of all of those buts, even the ones that sound really good. Right? Even the ones that sound noble.
Well, I was just simply stating that that's why I haven't dealt with things that I should have dealt with, and that we should all think of ourselves on an individual basis rather than comparing ourselves to other people, because
absolutely,
really, ourself is all we can take care of. And and you can see, like, something that was a really big deal to me that was small, if I compare it to someone else, might have been a bigger deal to me, even though on the whole it would look like it should be less. Because, I mean, you see kids all the time, like a small little puppy love breakup, and they're destroyed. I mean, even more than maybe somebody that's been married for years and their marriage is destroyed. You're like, well, that's way bigger. They had kids, they had all this. But no, that kid might be suffering worse than this couple is suffering that are full-grown adults or whatever. So you really can't compare the things like that. We just need to take care of ourselves. And that was really my whole point, is that I have brushed so much under the rug because I've compared myself to other people that I should have dealt with. And now I'm finally going back and saying, and realizing that, there's a lot of stored up hurt and stuff that I should have dealt with a long time ago, even as, young as like kindergarten and stuff like that. So I've been really going back through. Yeah.
That's what you experience in the dream. And that's the purging process. So I say really great that you experience that in the dream, because that's you releasing those things in a sense too. Yeah. So I do think that's really good. That's that stuff, those old hurts of, staying still while they poked and prodded you, because it seemed easier to do that than stop what was happening at the time, which was so true for so many of us and so many experiences from the time that we are children. And so, yes, it's really, really difficult. And not just ourselves, but so many people around us as well can devalue that hurt for us too, right? We do it enough ourselves, and then other people do it on top of us. But I think that's a really great timing and a really great thing, Shane, that you having that dream is part of purging a lot of those hurts out too, by seeing the evidence of what was really playing out.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and I think you're right.
And, give me their names and address, would you, when you get a second?
Excuse me.
Just let me know where they live.
Uh-oh, sister's going to go take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny how we have that, we do that often. That's why a lot of times I'll delete comments, because everyone feels like they have to take up for me. It's like,
well,
why would you say
Irish,
that?
It's going to come out, right? Get a little feisty. Get a little feisty. Yeah. Love you. And thanks, guys. Yeah, reading some of the chat. Your support from everybody has just been fantastic. You keep me going. I think it's a great thing that I'm doing these live streams, because it'll really help me as well to just keep speaking and keep going and keep on keeping on, right? Keep on keeping on. Can I read
so
this?
glad you're covering a lot of the things that I don't really cover much on this channel. So I recommend people go over and subscribe to your channel and check out all the other stuff that I just typically stay away from because it's like, I don't like to deal with the backlash. But you're tougher, you know? So you could deal with it.
Yeah, I like to throw it right back into the game and have some fun. Like you saw me do last night, right?
That was. Oh gosh, yeah. Go watch her response. That was so hilarious, you know, because I would have never said that, but that was so great that you said that because I got to enjoy you doing it. I live vicariously through you.
I know you do. I speak. I do. And that's the idea. You know, it's going. Even my first week last week, it just went so well. And more people are hopping in and enjoying that. So I'll let you guys know. So Monday Night Live, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be the regular show. Wednesday, I am open to suggestions because I want to hit different time zones. So if you want me to change up, that time on the Wednesday, either to an earlier or a later, let me know. Like I could do that one at 9 p.m. EST. Depends on the time zones. So anybody with preferences, let me know. And then on Friday afternoons, I'm going to do about 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, so I can hit those different time zones. But then what I'm also doing is taking the. So I'm just going to start with one right now, and then as I pick up speed, I'm going to be cutting through editing. Because they're long, they're live streams, they're chats, there's lags, a period where I'm reading this and that, but there's also good information. So I don't want everybody to have to sit through over 2 hours of a live stream to get the gist or the point of what was going on. So starting what I'm going to do, and I've started with the first one, and I'm editing. So I'm removing about 1,000 rights. Okay, and so there's about an hour worth of that. Just okay, right. Take that out and take out, the little different things, cut it down, clip it up, have some fun, throw some funny stuff back into it, mix it up a little bit, and then pop it back out there. Because they already like to demonetize if I talk about anything in great length or go over too much information on videos. So I'll be able to re-edit, pop in stuff, throw in the links so you can go look at it yourself and then get the gist of what the show was about without having to sit through 2 hours. So hopefully I'll be able to get quicker at that. Then I'll be able to take the 3 shows of the week, condense them, put them together quickly. So, if anybody on a Sunday wants to check out, if they missed, the week's shows, they can see the progression of the different things. Because I take the topics and continue onto the next show. What we discussed, we add on to going forward and looking at the different news and the different things that's going on, the different emails I receive, whatever information. I put all down my notes, dish it all out over that time. So I'm going to cut it all up and put that together. The other thing I'm going to do is do that with, I talked about redoing our videos. I'm going to go back to the very first one in March. I'm going to cut through those and sync them up, like cut it down and put about 3 together so people can go and see the series and the progression very rapidly. And for anybody who wants to go back to the beginning.
Get a recap without watching 20,000 hours. They can get the main points. Because like you went over some dreams we wanted to re-go over again. And
yeah. And then, you know what? It'll allow me even to go back in. We're actually talking about stuff or certain points. Well, then I can, with my editing or whatever, I go back in, I can pull out this ad or this picture or whatever it is, pop it in there to give up some, some backup visuals to what we're talking about, and just re-put that together. It'll give it a way better punch and people will be able to go back, I think, and really enjoy seeing the progression much more quickly. And, get rid of all the buffering that we had so many times, different things like that can be annoying for people to go out. Not everybody has that much time, but I think it's really valuable to seeing this process that we've gone through together since March. And I think it'll be really great to see that cut down and edited and people can see the progression. Even
sounds like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but
I mean, for those who know what it's like to edit. Because even just like you were talking about trimming out all the uhs and mess ups. And like whenever I'm producing a video, if I like really botch saying something, I just re-say it, and then on the post I go back and just cut out the first time when I botched what I'm saying, and then
Yeah.
you wonder why I'm sort of jumping around. That's why, because I cut out an or me thinking about what I'm going to say or whatever,
Yeah.
So
It's helping. It's
yeah,
helping me a lot for realizing how I'm talking when I'm doing the
so
videos too.
time consuming though.
It is, but I'll get faster at it, and hopefully I'll be teaching myself to say okay, right, yeah, a lot
Yeah.
less than I do.
And you
I
realize how much you say
have
it when you're editing. You're
jumping
like, oh my
around.
gosh, I say a lot. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
you and I
saying?
both
Or
do,
yeah,
Yeah, you
you
know.
know.
We don't even realize because I'm just like, play. Okay, you with me? Okay, you with me? Okay, you with me? Like that's what I
Right.
do.
You see what I'm
Okay,
saying? I say that a lot, I think. Yeah,
right?
just a lot of things like that. So, okay, so I did want to mention to those, because I know not everyone's in the United States celebrating Thanksgiving or whatever, and those in the United States that do celebrate Thanksgiving, some of you are alone. You're not spending time with anybody. So I want to welcome you to come and spend time with us on me and one of another Canadian YouTuber. Um, that we're going to be hanging out on Thanksgiving. So if you don't have any plans, come hang out with us. It's just going to be a nice chat and all that good stuff. My family are celebrating today, actually, after we go off the air. Oh, I just looked down at the 3, 2, 1 time, the countdown. You're
Yeah.
going to love that. It's 3, 2, 1 for me. So, yeah, so I just wanted to mention that, don't be alone. Come hang out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you're not in the United States, come hang out. It'll be fun.
It's important, I think, for a lot of people. I think it's a good message to get out today because I think there's many of us who have become very weary of the loneliness in these thoughts, and these ideas and different things, and not being able to have to be able to share that openly, around you. And bringing to that, I'll just quickly read this email that I got, okay, that I really wanted to share because I think that there's a few people that may be feeling like this right now. And I know that last night the energy was really hard. Like I know it woke me up. So that's what I saw in this, and I just wanted to share. So from a viewer. Oh, Michelle, it is 2 a.m. and I'm sitting here crying because I can't take the horrible headaches anymore. I feel so alone in this as there is no one that understands. Why is it taking so long? I can't stand it. The pain is so bad, I can hear my eyes scratching back and forth in my head. This isn't normal. How is anyone supposed to function day by day with this? And this is going on in the entire world. Now I have sore cysts in my scalp that hurt my neck. The doctors must know something is wrong because I'm sure their waiting rooms are full of people with these problems. My daughter and son-in-law have migraines also, but I don't say anything about what is going on because they wouldn't believe me. They say it is the weather changes. I wish I were dead, but I won't do anything about it because I was raised Catholic and they scared us to death about it. I feel so sad and defeated. Had to tell someone who understands. I donate to your site because you are one of us and you work so hard to help us. Thank you. Love, my viewer. And I just want to share the response today. I wrote back too because I appreciate anybody taking the time to write to me. I take it very sincerely. So I said, sweet viewer, I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning with my head pounding. The energy woke me up a couple times, and I don't even know how to describe that experience. Felt like I was seized up, and I was making this moaning noise like I was in pain. I was in tears last night too, and for the same reason. No one around me understands or wants to hear about any of this. It's like I have to keep everything about myself to myself. Jess came home from work last night and pretty much sneered at me and said she was moving out. I have nothing in common with my boyfriend anymore except the dogs. I can't say this part's too loud. Anyways, I was in tears last night out of the lonely feeling of being judged in my own home. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the donation. I've spent so much time learning the programs and editing research over the last couple months that I haven't been doing readings for people, so my income dried up. Now the shadows that judge me at home keep telling me to get a job like everyone else. I'm tired and alone too. I don't want to play this game anymore, but I'll do it for God and for my brothers and sisters just like you. So chin up, girl. I promise I got your hand. Even though I'm far away. I understand. And I love you for being you. We are almost there, and I know it. That's it. Sorry.
No problem.
So it's hard, guys. It's hard.
And I want to tell everybody that you do have. Let me pause for a second.
Zoe. Oh, so here she comes because I'm great.
Oh, dogs are so great, comforting.
There's Zoe.
I'm gonna mute you for a second so my voice. Oh, it stopped echoing. Okay, so I just wanted to let everybody know you do have a Patreon set up, so they can go and just do like $5 a month. I mean, anything helps.
It's true. You know, sorry, so, I wasn't. That wasn't supposed to be about me.
No, I know. I'm just saying, because I know, like, I've got the little thing at the end of my videos that I've recorded, but I don't want people to think I'm doing this for money or anything. So I put that there because people asked, how do I support or whatever. So I'm wanting to say it for you, just so you don't have to.
Thank you.
You have things available set up. You've got a Patreon, $5 a month.
I just started.
It's like for the cost of an app, you finally got it going, and you don't miss $5 a month. And if 20 people do that, it's $100.
I'll just stay with the Patreon because I set up the 2 tiers, the $2 and the $5, and the $2 is just what I'm going to do is set up a monthly Zoom, so it's like more one-on-one, right? And the $5 is a weekly Zoom, but I have to wait until I have 10. Once I have 10 spots fill, then I'll start to do it. So just keep that in mind because I do have a couple people signed up, but I know a couple of those people aren't going to maybe attend the Zoom anyways. So it's not quite the point yet. So just keep in mind that anybody that does sign up for the Patreon, as soon as I get to the 10 donors in that spot, then I will start and open up a Zoom to directly participate, whether it's the monthly or the weekly. So just to let you know that, okay? Yeah.
And just so you guys know, you don't get anything extra if you join my Patreon. Sorry. I just do everything on YouTube, and I do appreciate those who support me or whatever.
Yeah. I just thought it was a good way to interact directly because with the Zoom, you can see each person on the screen.
That's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a level up from the chat. So it's not that I would be doing videos just for Zoom, like not be providing the same information. What it would allow me to do is just have actual visual, direct, one-on-one interaction, either monthly or weekly, for those contributors. So I can see them and they can see me. And it's not, if they choose, and it's not just the chat or just answering an email. It's a lot more of a one-on-one.
Yeah, it's like a Q&A session.
Yeah.
Like a private Q&A. That's pretty cool.
Inclusive. Yeah, just more inclusive, right? But I'm not going to stop doing my Monday night, Wednesday night, Friday night. I don't care if they demonetize it. I don't care what they do, right? Whatever. I'm doing that, just to really, I want to really be there and create that great habit. And then, I can take those videos after and chop them up and have some fun with them and put them back out or whatever. But just to have that time is so important for so many of us. And that getting that email from last night really reminded me of why. And it's so often in the evening when we can feel like that too, when we could just be so weary and so done with it. And sometimes it's just having the availability of a family, a group, a chat like this or others where you can just go in and be like, okay, I think I can breathe again. I think I can do this one more day.
People that get you. That's why I was so glad when Jose started doing her thing, and I was so happy when you started doing more on your channel because I can't be on here 24 hours a day. So, it's nice that people can go other places and still hang out and, because people love being able to hang out with their soul family, so to speak. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, it took me a while to get my own groove, right? It took me, to get my own sort of style. It's been so much research, over the last few years. I've really done so much, but then over the last 2 years, and the last year, that that amount of research has progressed, and how you go about presenting your own information or your knowledge or your ideas or sharing those things. And it's a development process, just like you've been through it yourself. I'm sure you could say the same from when you first, okay, I'm officially going to start my YouTube channel, right? And here we go, my first video. Yeah. And that progression for where you are today, and that development process of what is your outlook? What is it you want to talk about? How is it you want to present it? What do you want to say to people? Right? And
it's cool. It's like I've documented my journey. It's like I've documented my journey this whole time, and
exactly.
And people say my channel's changed, and it's like, well, I think it's evolved. It's like you can see the progression in the direction of what the heck's going on with this Mandela effect. And then I still love to talk about the Mandela effect, don't get me wrong. But, I think, it's like focusing on the alarm clock rather than and I still do look. I mean, Atsuko just sent me this one of Luke Skywalker. His eyes are green in some of the pictures now I looked. And she was like, I was so in love with his blue eyes when I was a kid. And now that I'm looking at these pictures and his eyes are green, and, I don't know because I wasn't paying that close attention. But
you weren't in love with his eyes.
Right, I wasn't in love with his eyes or anything. But, I still get people that send me stuff, great residue and stuff like that. And I need to probably maybe come up with like a Mandela effect show again, at least maybe once a month, just to sort of compile all the cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, that's kind of the same thing for me too, is, with the JFK Jr. stuff. It's, it's great and exciting, but that's not the only thing.
Yeah.
Is a multitude of things. It just seemed to gravitate a lot of attention. It seemed to be a more popular topic,
Yeah. And then the fires, that was a good one that you covered. That people
There's
need
more
to be
on
aware.
that. Yeah, I got to get back to that. But see, yeah.
And then that video I sent you that Joseph Reyna sent me, where instead of dumping water on the forest, they were dumping like.
Show people? Did you show people yet?
No.
You know what? You leave that one to me, right?
I'll leave that one to you. That's why I sent it to you. I'm like, you can show this one.
I'll leave it to the warrior.
I try not to tick too many people off because I don't want to ruin what we have here, because we got we got a place to hang out and stuff, and
that's the environment you created, right? And that's where you got to. Okay, this feels like something that I would cover and talk about, but I will. So you sent it to me. So yeah, I'm gonna go back over that. But what I was talking about last night was the flu shots and the flu shot season, and I actually showed some really great videos on that are mind blowing. If you haven't gotten your flu shot, don't. Don't. Just don't do it. Go check out some of my info first, okay?
Yeah.
Because
I could send you some insider information about nurses about that too.
That's what I was pulling up. You send me. Bring it. Send it. Send it.
Because you got the cojones to cover it and stuff.
Yeah. The look on my face will say 1,000 words.
Yeah. For them to demonetize me and then like with no strikes or anything, I'm like, dude, I like got rid of any video that they could use against me and stuff, and they still like demonetize me, and they're still messing with me a little bit, but I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to give them anything at all.
No. I'm gonna outsmart those BSTRs. I am going to outwit the SOBs. I'll find a way, right? So,
but I did get a letter saying that they've accepted me back into the program. So whatever that means, I don't know. Is Super Chat there even? I don't even think Super Chat's back. Maybe it's something like they demonetize me. I have to turn it back on.
Probably have to go turn everything back on again.
Probably, yeah.
Realize I didn't know that. They're like, oh, you're monetized. I'm like, great. I thought I just did it to something. No, you got to go back. So I went through a month where I'm like, oh.
I got to turn it on, huh?
Go back. I have to go back to each individual one. Yeah, whatever.
I just kind of, when I got the email, I just kind of shook my head, and I'm like, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, just making it easy. Making it easy. You know what? Coming to get you. I'm going to come to get you.
But I have noticed my channel growth. It's like if you're not monetized, I put the minimal on there, like the skippable ones without all the extra ads and stuff like that, because I like to keep an eye on when I get their attention. And what triggers the algorithm, because it'll say this isn't, you can't monetize this video for some reason. So why? So I appreciate the information of knowing that I triggered the algorithm to cause it not to allow me to monetize a video. And then without them being monetized, they don't push it, because they get a cut of that too, of that ad revenue. It's not like it all goes to the creator. So, you know, what are they going to play? Think about it from a business standpoint. They're not going to promote or recommend videos that aren't monetized, because they're not going to get a cut of it. So, you know, they're in a business to make money. So.
Well, I think I have an idea for a good way when talking about sensitive topics. What I'm going to do is come up with a cue card, like for that show. So it'll be there where you say, you know, whenever I say rubber ducky, it equals this.
Right.
Have it right on there. Whenever I say, you know, whatever, red balloons.
Yeah. And another trick, because, okay, so if you put a link to something, right? Like you put a link to, say, the QMAP thing, right? If it's in your description, it's going to recognize that you put a link to that. So what you can do, I'm letting everyone know, because I know there's some content creators here. What you do is you create a comment under your video, your own comment. Put the links in there, put the description in there, pin it to the top, and then let everybody know the links are in the pinned comment below. Then the algorithm, because it's not going to, you know, judge your video on the comments in the same way it will the description that you've got under the video. So that's a way to share links that you think might trigger the algorithm to say, oh, this is about this, because these links are in the description. So like I'll put like your link and, you know, Mr. MBB's link in the description box, because it's not going to really trigger anything. In fact, it might make my video show up under his as recommended or something. So that's a good thing. But you know, if it's some other content creators that have already been messed with, you wouldn't want to link to their video in your description. You want to put it into the pinned comment. So there's ways to work around all of this.
Like anything news related, if you talk about it.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm glad you told me about it. I didn't think of that, because I'm putting information in description boxes, but I think I'll just keep the same stamp, simple, nothing to see here. Well, and then just that's a great highlight the comment, leave it at the top, and then you guys can find the links that I bring up and do that there. Good idea.
A lot of it's automatic. So I did a video, I know I mentioned this a while back, but I did a video about a celebrity dying, and I put, you know, so and so dead at the age of whatever, right? And it was demonetized. I'm like, there was nothing in it to make it demonetized. So then I went back into the description. I put passed away at the age of whatever instead of died. And within minutes, the demonetization went away. So it's automatic. So don't feel like once, it's automatic. So don't feel like once it's in the yellow zone that it can't come back, or that you have to have them review it yourself. Just look through there, see if you put the word like BOMB or, you know, just different words will trigger it like automatically. Like even your name, name, imagination, the word behind that will trigger it. So
I know. But
right. So I had somebody on once that that had that in their name, like that was their Facebook name, and I had it in the title, and I was like, we didn't even talk about anything. Why did they demonetize it? So then I just put his name in the picture of the thumbnail and took it out of any of the text that could be read. And so I guess they don't read the text within the pictures. So it was okay then. So.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's why memes are successful.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that's how I'm going to
figure it out.
Memes now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get down and dirty with that one for sure. And I'm loving like the videos that I showed last night at the end of the show from Salent Greenus. Oh my god! I was like, that's it.
Like you for sure want to put that link in a pinned comment, because.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I'll go back from last night's show and I'm gonna do exactly what you said there, and I'll.
But play with it. I know you'll figure it out just like I have been. It's like.
Yeah.
What, you know, think like an AI, like Michelle's saying. It's an AI reading through, and it's just trying to figure things out.
Check that. Yeah. But I love words, so I can rearrange some things, come up with some funny terms that people will. You never know. You know?
It doesn't help like as far as placement and results if you leave words out, but you know, if you need to swap out an A with a 4 and an E with a 3, and there's ways to have it readable to a human that the AI is like, what the heck does that mean?
Yeah.
You know?
What? Cannot go past. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't picked up on but that's part of the Q thing and the memes and everything else, is because that's how we skip over that, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's
why I love when people chime in. If I say FF and people type it into the chat what I mean by FF, then you know, people reading later can look over there and say, oh, that's what that means. Most people know.
Fancy fanny. Right. Fancy fanny. Every time you see a fancy fanny, like, right. But how much? You know what? Don't be so serious about it. I think it's a great way to A, beat the algorithm, and B, not be so serious.
Yeah.
Not be so serious.
Have
right?
fun with it.
Have fun with it, and you know, all the quicker the facade will crumble because of it. So, but you got some dinner to have tonight.
Yeah, we're celebrating Thanksgiving. I'm gonna wrap it up here, and hopefully no one overheard you, so things will be fine in your house. And
oh well, you know what? It's my house.
Well, good luck with that. Lots of love and light to everybody in the chat. Her email is on the stream, wolf.art101@gmail.com. So if you have any dreams you want to share with her, or interested in a reading or anything like that, definitely hit her up, and we will be back next Tuesday.
Yeah, and come join me. So for now, I'm going to say 7 p.m. EST tomorrow night. I'll be on. It is now officially 4:41 here. So yeah, we'll be on tomorrow, and you know what? We'll talk about all the exciting things that could be happening on Thursday, beyond Thanksgiving. There's so many things that could be possible. What will it be?
I didn't even notice the 22nd lands on Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It could be what if it's
the full moon?
What if it's an extra thankful Thanksgiving? That'd be awesome, right?
It would be, wouldn't it? Isn't it the timing? I think we are going to get a gift that we will be thankful for. The Q clock runs out. Anyways, there's a million things, but I'm gonna go over, and I'm like, this could be the financial reset. This could be the UFOs. This could be JFK. This could be the God, God Almighty himself. I don't know, but something's gonna happen. Yeah. Something's gonna happen.
We'll have to watch that Shuman and see what's happening. Just the anticipation of everybody.
Yeah, I know. Just as the buzz builds, I imagine it'll start to kick in. Today's the 20th, so typically I find the energy starts picking in for what's coming in for the 22nd. This time of the month is where it goes peak, right about the 20th. So, and you know what? Anticipate, guys. You may be situations where you're feeling really up, and then you hit some obstacle or some polarity or something that sort of pushes you back. It's just part of what's going on right now. So. And part of why we want to be here to do these chats and be here for everybody, because
touche, Dustin
comes and goes.
Yeah, he says we can't ascend on an empty stomach. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, love you, Michelle. Love you guys in the chat. Guys. And
thanks for all your love and support and listening through the course of this year.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a fast year too, hasn't it?
Yeah, crazy.
All right, we'll see you on the next one, and have a good one. Peace. If you'd like to support the work I do, go to paypal.me/UOTF. Thanks.